Welcome to Digital Learning DCE. Myself, Dr. Vijayalakshmi here, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Mathematics, Maharani Scalar Science College for Women, Bengaluru. In this session, we shall discuss about elementary properties of homomorphism. So basically, we shall define what is a homomorphism. Homomorphism, F is a mapping from G to G dash, where G and G dash are two groups. G has the binary operation dot and star is the binary operation for G dash. Then f of a dot b will be equal to f of a star f of b. Now we shall discuss about these properties. We are going to prove these properties. First one, let f from G to G dash be a homomorphism from the group G comma dot into the group G dash comma star. Then f of G is equal to E dash, where E and E dash are the identity elements of the group G and G dash respectively. F of A inverse is equal to F of A whole inverse for all A belonging to G. Now here what is given is F from G to G dash is a homomorphism. The group G comma dot into G dash comma star. Therefore, for any two elements in G, we can write F of AB is equal to F of A star F of B. Now consider F of A star E dash. This is equal to F of A because F of A is element of G dash. E dash is also element of G dash. Thus, therefore, we can write F of A star E dash is equal to F of A. A is element of G, so A is nothing but A dot E. Therefore, F of A is equal to F of A dot E. Since F is a homomorphism, F of A dot E can be written as F of A star F of E. Therefore, F of A star E dash is equal to F of A star E. By left cancellation law, we can write this as E dash is equal to F of E or F of E is equal to E dash. Second property, in this F of A inverse is equal to F of A whole inverse. To prove this, we consider F of A star F of A inverse. Since F is a homomorphism, we can write this as F of A inverse. A into A inverse is E. Therefore, F of A inverse is F of E, that is E dash. Now again consider F of A inverse star F of A. So since again F is a homomorphism, this is F of A inverse dot A, that is F of E. F of E is E dash. Therefore, what we have got is F of A star F of A inverse is equal to F of A inverse star F of A is equal to E dash. E dash is the identity of G dash. So this implies F of A inverse is the inverse of F of A, or F of A inverse is F of A whole inverse. So in this property or in this theorem, we have made use of the definition of homomorphism and we have made use of the left cancellation law. Coming to the second property, if F is a homomorphism of a group G into G dash, then F of G is set of all F of G for all G belongs to G is a subgroup of G dash. So here what is given is F is a homomorphism from group G into G dash. So again the definition, that is if F is a mapping from G to G dash, G having the binary operation dot and G dash having the operation star, then F of G1 dot G2 is equal to F of G1 star F of G2. Now what we have to show is we have to show that F of G is a subgroup of G dash. So from the definition of subgroup, if G is a group, H is a subgroup of G, then first condition is H should be subset of G. Then second is either we can show that G is a subgroup or H is a subgroup by itself, or we can use the property of the subgroup. That is, if AB belongs to H, AB inverse also belongs to H. So we shall use that property and prove that F of G is a subgroup of G dash. So here F of G is equal to set of all F of G's for all G belongs to G is subset of G. Now consider two elements in F of G. To show that F of G is a subgroup of G dash, we shall show that X dash Y dash inverse belongs to F of G for all X dash Y dash belonging to F of G. So now here we have taken two elements in F of G, X dash Y dash. Since X dash Y dash belongs to F of G, there exists these pre-images in G. That is, we are telling there exists XY belongs to G, such that F of X is equal to X dash, F of Y is equal to Y dash. So consider X dash dot Y dash inverse. This is equal to F of X dot F of Y inverse. So now this f of y inverse can be written as f of y inverse. From the first theorem just now we have proved. Therefore, x dash dot y dash inverse is equal to f of x dot f of y inverse, or this is f of x dot y inverse. F of x dot f of y inverse can be written as f of x dot y inverse, since f is a homomorphism. Therefore, x dash dot y dash inverse is the image of x dot y inverse. This implies x dash dot y dash inverse belongs to f of g. Hence, f of g is a subgroup of g dash. Now, in this theorem, to prove that f of g is a subgroup of g dash, we have used the definition of homomorphism, and also we have used the property of homomorphism, that is property, and also the definition of property 1, that is f of y whole inverse is equal to f of y inverse. Then we have used the property of subgroup to prove this property or theorem. Then we shall define what is homomorphic image. If f is a homomorphism of a group G into G dash, then the set f of G is equal to set of all f of G such that for all G belongs to G is called the homomorphic image of G into G dash. Now f is a mapping from G to G dash, it is a homomorphism. That is, if dot is the binary operation for G and star is the binary operation of G dash, then f of, for any two elements of G, f of G1 dot G2 is equal to f of G1 star f of G2. Then the set f of G is the, actually it is the image. Since f is a homomorphism, we are calling it as the homomorphic image of G into G dash. Now we shall come to third property to prove that the homomorphic image of an abelian group is abelian. So here homomorphic image, that is f of G, we have to show that it is abelian. So if G is abelian, we have to show that f of G is also abelian in this theorem. Abelian means it is the group G has to satisfy closure law, associative law, existence of identity, existence of inverse. In addition to that, commutative property should be satisfied. Due to this commutative property only, the group is said to be abelian. So here we make use of the commutative property to show that the homomorphic image of the abelian group G is abelian. So we shall prove this. Let G be an abelian group. Therefore, to consider two elements in G, for all AB belongs to G, AB is equal to BA. Now, when we say AB belongs to G, means their images f of A, f of B belongs to f of G. So consider two images f of A, f of B in f of G. Consider f of A dot f of B. This is equal to f of AB. This is from the definition of homomorphism. But since the group G is abelian, commutative property holds, that is AB is equal to BA. So f of AB can be replaced by f of BA. Now f of BA is equal to f of B dot f of A. This we can write because f is a homomorphism. Hence we get f of A dot f of B is equal to f of B dot f of A. Therefore we get f of G is abelian. So now we have shown the homomorphic image of an abelian group is abelian. Here, to prove this, what we have done is we have taken two elements in f of G and we have shown that the commutative property holds. Commutative property holds means it is, the group is abelian. Therefore, in this we have made use of the definition of homomorphism, the definition of abelian group. That is, definition of abelian group means we have made use of the commutative property with respect to multiplication, and we have shown that the homomorphic image of an abelian group is abelian. Next property, if f from G to G dash is a homomorphism of a group G to G dash and H is a subgroup of G, then f of H is again a subgroup of G dash. So here in this theorem, they have given f from G to G dash is a homomorphism of a group G to G dash. That is, f is a mapping from G to G dash. It is a homomorphism means if you consider dot as the binary operation of G and star as the binary operation of G dash, then for any two elements AB belonging to G, we should have f of A dot f of A dot B is equal to f of A star f of b. So this is the condition for, if this condition is satisfied by f, then f is a homomorphism. And another thing what they have given in the theorem is H is a subgroup of G. Subgroup of G means, first of all, H has to be subset of G. Then it has to be a group by itself under the same binary operation as that of G. So suppose here we have taken multiplication is the binary operation of G. Then H should also satisfy the condition of the group with respect to multiplication. That is, it has to satisfy closure law, associative, identity, and inverse. Then only H is a subgroup of G. Using this, we have to show that f of H is again a subgroup of G dash. So f of H, you have to show it is a subgroup of G dash by assuming that, that is, in the theorem it is given that f is a homomorphism of a group G into G dash and H is a group of G. Using these two, we have to show that f of H is also a subgroup of G dash. Now we shall prove this. So by data, f from G to G dash is homomorphism. Then we shall construct f of H. F of H is equal to set of all f of H, thus that H belongs to H. That is the subgroup. So we have constructed f of H. Then we have to show that it is a subgroup. So now consider two elements belonging to f of H. Let h1 dash and h2 dash belongs to f of H be arbitrary elements. Then there exists h1, h2 belonging to H. That is, those are the pre-images of h1 dash and h2 dash, such that f of h1 is equal to h1 dash and f of h2 is h2 dash. So we are defining f of h1 is equal to h1 dash and f of h2 is h2 dash. Now consider h1 dash dot h2 dash inverse. So this is equal to, we have f of h1 is h1 dash, f of h2 is h2 dash. We substitute that and we get for h1 dash dot h2 dash inverse as f of h1 dot f of h2 inverse. But by the first property, we have f of h2 whole inverse can be written as f of h2 inverse. That we have written here. So this is f of h1 dot f of h2 inverse. Since f is a homomorphism, f of h1 dot f of h2 inverse can be written as f of h1 dot h2 inverse. Therefore, we have h1 dash dot h2 dash inverse is f of h1 dot h2 inverse, and that is equal to f of h, where we have taken h is equal to h1 dot h2 inverse. Here h1, h2 are elements of h. Since h is a subgroup, it has its inverse. Inverse of h2 is h2 inverse. So h2 inverse also belongs to h. And since it is a subgroup, h1 dot h2 inverse also belongs to h. This is the closure property. Therefore, h1 dot h2 belongs to h implies h1 dot h2 inverse also belongs to h, as h is a subgroup. Thus, there exists an element h that is equal to h1 dot h2 inverse, such that f of h is equal to h1 dash dot h2 dash inverse. So this implies, since f of h belongs to f of capital H, this h1 dash dot h2 dash inverse also belongs to f of h. Hence, we have shown that f of h is a subgroup of G dash. In this property, to prove this theorem, we have used the definition of homomorphism, and we have used the property of subgroup and the definition of subgroup. So we should prove this theorem. If f from G to G dash be a homomorphism from the group onto itself and H is a cyclic subgroup of G, then f of H is again a cyclic subgroup of G. So here in this theorem, what they are given is mapping f from G to G dash is a homomorphism from a group. F of f from G to G is a homomorphism from the group G into itself, and H is a subgroup of G. Then f of H is again a cyclic subgroup of G. So here it is given that f is a homomorphism, that is, for any two elements AB belonging to G, f of A dot B is equal to f of A dot f of B for all AB belonging to G. And another thing what they have given is H is cyclic subgroup of G. So basically it has to be a subgroup, then it has to have the property for cyclic group. So subgroup means when H is a subgroup of G, H has to be subset of G and it has to be a group by itself under the same binary operation as that of G. And cyclic subgroup means it has to be generated by the generator. Then with these two conditions, that is f from G to G dash is homomorphism, f from G to G is a homomorphism, and H is cyclic subgroup of G, we have to show that f of H is again a cyclic subgroup of G. That is, for f of H also there is a generator. We have to show that. Let H be a cyclic subgroup of G. Since it is cyclic subgroup, it is generated by the element A belonging to G. Now, clearly f of G is a subgroup of G dash. This we are writing from the previous theorem we have shown. The previous theorem we have shown that f of H is a subgroup of G dash. The only thing left is we have to show that f of H is cyclic. That is, it is generated by an element. Let x belongs to f of H, then there exists y which belongs to H, such that f of y is equal to x. Now, y belongs to H. Since H is cyclic, the element y can be written as y is equal to a power m for some integer m. Here a is the generator. Thus, x is equal to f of y. That is, x is equal to f of a power m. Now, we are telling m, but there can be, m can be positive or m can be negative. In both the case, it has to satisfy. Let m be a positive integer. That is, we are taking x is equal to f of a power m. So this is equal to f of a into a m times. And again, f is a homomorphism. So f of a into a m times can be written as x is equal to f of a dot f of a dot f of a m times. That will be equal to f of a whole power m. So we are writing x is equal to f of a whole power m. This is the case when m is positive. Now the case is m is negative. Let m be a negative integer. Let m be equal to minus n. Here n is positive. So we can write x as equal to f of a power m. But m is equal to minus n. Substitute m is minus n. So we get x is equal to f of a power minus n. A power minus n can be written as f of a inverse power n. So this is equal to f of a inverse whole power n or f of a inverse power n. That is equal to x is f of a power minus n, but minus n is m, hence x is f of a power m. So in both the cases, for x belonging to h, there exists an integer m such that x is equal to f of a power m. Hence, f of h is a cyclic subgroup of G generated by f of a. Now in this theorem, we have made use of the definition of homomorphism and we have used the previous theorem, previous result, that is f of h is a subgroup of G. And here we have made use of the definition of cyclic subgroup. But as it is, if only this theorem has to be proved, then whatever we have proved in the previous theorem for f of h is subgroup of G, that part has to be proved with this. So now these are some properties which we have studied in this session. So to study these properties, first we have to know what is a homomorphism. Homomorphism, F is a mapping from G to G dash, where G and G dash are two groups. That is, G is having the binary operation dot, and if G dash has the binary operation star, then we take any two elements in G. We can write f of a dot b is equal to f of a star f of b. Then the mapping is homomorphism. Depending on the binary operation, we for the domain and the codomain set, we introduce the binary operation in the definition of homomorphism. Then we have used the concept of subgroup. So subgroup means, suppose if you have a group G and H is a subgroup of G, provided H is, so first of all it has to be a subset of G. Then second condition is it has to be a group by itself under the same binary operation as that of G. That is, it has to be a group by itself, means it has to satisfy all the postulates or axioms, that is, it has to satisfy closure, associative, existence of identity, existence of inverse with respect to the same binary operation what G is having. And sometimes we will be using the property of subgroup also, that is, if AB belongs to H, AB inverse belongs to H. And here when we say abelian means, in addition to the closure law, associative law, identity, existence of inverse, commutative property has to be satisfied. Then we say the group is abelian. Then we have the cyclic group. If the group is cyclic, then it will be generated by an element. That element is known as the generator. So in this case, we have shown that if group is cyclic, then f of h is a cyclic subgroup of G. So in all these theorems, mainly we have made use of f is a homomorphism, and here in the first case, we have made use of the property that an element multiplied by its inverse gives the identity element. That is, if A belongs to G, then A into A star A inverse is equal to E. That is equal to A inverse star E. From that we can say that A inverse is the inverse of A. That property we have used to show that inverse of f of A is f of A. Inverse of f of A is f of A inverse. And here, depending on the binary operation, the definition of homomorphism depends. That is, if addition is the binary operation for G, multiplication is for G dash, then for all AB belonging to G, we will be having f of A plus f of A plus B is equal to f of A plus f of B. And we have defined about the homomorphic image, that is the mapping f from G to G dash should be a homomorphism first, then f of G, which is set of all f of G, where G belongs to the domain G, is a homomorphic image of G into G dash. So here, sometimes the domain codomain will be the same set with the same binary operation. Sometimes domain codomain will be the same set with different binary operations, and altogether both the sets may be different having the same binary operation, or both the sets may be both the sets may be different with both different binary operations, that is either multiplication or addition it can be. And another thing what we have to remember about this homomorphism is, this homomorphism is a composition mapping which connects two groups. F is a mapping from G to G dash, or F is a mapping from G to G. And here in this, we have shown that if F is a homomorphism of group G into G dash, this F of G. Later we are going to, we have called this as the subgroup of the codomain, that is G dash. And here it is, to show it is a subgroup, what we have done is, we have taken the two elements in the f of h, and we have shown that h1 h2 dash inverse belongs to h. So this property of the subgroup we have used to show that it is a f of h is a subgroup of G. So in some cases we will be proving that from the definition, that is when H is a subset of G and H has to be a group by itself under the same binary operation as that of the G. And in some properties here we have made use of the subgroup property. That is, we have taken two elements. For here example, we have taken two elements, H1 dash and H2 dash belonging to f of H, and we have considered H1 dash dot H2 dash inverse, and we have proved that it belongs to f of h. That is, if you take two elements A, B belonging to H, and if you show that A dot B inverse also belongs to H, then it is a subgroup. That is, alternately we are proving, that is, when we say A B inverse belongs to H means, yeah, for element B, its inverse should exist. That is, B inverse should exist. For the inverse element to exist, identity should exist. Then only, that is, we say that A is in A inverse is inverse of A provided A inverse dot A star A is equal to E. So only when the element multiplied by its inverse gives the identity element, then only the property will hold. By proving that AB inverse belongs to H, alternately we are showing that this H is again a group with the same binary operation as that of G. So in some cases we will be using the definition of subgroup, or alternately we can use the property of this subgroup. So these are some references for further study. And here, these are some reference books.